Why is it that being impeccable with your words matter, not only for you, to you, and to others? Let's read a story that is within the four agreements. Uh, One being impeccable with your words. There was a woman who was intelligent and had a very good heart. She had a daughter whom she adored and loved very much. One night she came home from a very bad day at work, tired, full of emotional tension, and with a terrible headache. She wanted her peace and quiet, but her daughter was singing and jumping happily. The daughter wasn't aware of how her mother was feeling. She was in her own little world, in her own little dream. She felt so wonderful, and she was jumping and singing louder and louder. She was just expressing her joy and her love. She was singing so loud that it made her mother's headache even worse. And at a certain moment, the mother lost control. Angrily, she looked at her beautiful little girl and said, "Shut up! You have an ugly voice. Can you just shut up?" Tough, right? How many of you have felt that frustration and just want to come home and relax, but you have kids, maybe you have your furry babies, your husband, family, or just about anybody. And all of a sudden, you bring all the tension, those low energies, to your home, and you start projecting that into them. Has that ever happened to you? The truth is that the mother's tolerance for any noise was non existent. It was not that the little girl's voice was ugly, but the daughter believed what her mother said, and in that moment, she made an agreement with herself. Can you guess what that agreement was? After that, she no longer sang because she believed her voice was ugly and would bother anyone who heard it. Because she became shy at school, and even if she was asked to sing, she refused. Even speaking to others became difficult for her. Everything changed in that little girl's because of this new agreement. She believed she must repress her emotions in order to be accepted and loved. Whenever we hear an opinion and believe it, we make an agreement, and it becomes part of our belief system. This little girl grew up, and even though she had a beautiful voice, she never sang. She never sang again. She developed a whole complex from one spell. This spell was cast upon her by her own mother, the person who loved her the most. It's tough, right? It's tough finding that balance between work and leaving work at work and not bringing those emotions home and projecting how tired we are, our frustration. It wasn't fair for none of them, not for the mom nor the daughter. And yet, the damage was done, not just for one, but for both of them. Her mother didn't notice what she did with her word. She didn't notice that she used black magic and put a spell on her own daughter. She didn't know the power of her word, and therefore, she isn't to blame. She did what her own mother, father, and others had done to her in many ways. They misused the word. How many times do we do this with our own children? We give them this type of opinions, and our children carry that black magic for years and years. People who love us do black magic on us, but they don't know what they do. That is why we must forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. And sometimes we take those feelings to heart, right? And we end up being mad and upset at our own family members, at our own loved ones, because it hurts. It hurts to hear this opinion from someone who you love. Like, this person is the one that's supposed to love you, protect you, and yet their words were just so hurtful, and at times we tend to shut down. It happens. It's real life. But what can we do to prevent that? I believe that we must begin to create a pattern and try to be consistent in using our words wisely. It's hard. It's because we're humans. But I believe that surrounding ourselves with like-minded people will help us, because we begin to root that routine. If you catch me, tell me, hey Rudy, your words have magic, pure magic, and right now you're putting a spell on yourself. Can we please refrain or retract or try to find an alternative work? Or if I'm having a bad day, how can we turn that situation around, right? But in order for this to work, we must look at our surroundings. Who are we hanging around? What kind of vibration, what kind of energy are we bringing into our world? Because your life is your world. What are you bringing? Who are you bringing? What words are you speaking? What do you want to transmit to this world? And yes, a lot of times we do have good intentions, but what we hear and what we see does not allow us. Because thanks to that, our mind is registering. And sometimes our mind is so smart and so dumb at the same time that even if we talk or we hear or we see a problem that is not ours, it's so easy and fast to start doing this thing. And he thinks it's about us, like our personal life. So where I'm getting to this is we have to be able to learn how to turn any situation, anything that you see and notice that it's not working for you, we have to turn it around. Let's begin using the first agreement, which is being impeccable with your words. You have the power to use pure magic, black magic, and just pray, meditate, or whatever it is that you do, that we have the wisdom and the patience or the determination to continue trying to be better, and for God to send us the right people to help us grow in our journey.